Welcome to Gardening with Ben, the podcast where we dig into the soil of our gardens and the depths of our green thumbs. I'm your host Ben, here to guide you through the joys of gardening from sowing seeds to reaping bountiful harvests. Each episode will explore tips, tricks and tales from the garden and allotment, sharing insights from ourselves and stories from our own back garden adventures. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting your hands dirty for the first time, there's something here for everyone. So grab your brew and gardening gloves and let's get growing with Gardening with Ben. Hello and welcome to Saturday Gardening, the podcast of green inspiration and advice. I'm Gardening with Ben, your guide through the wonderful world of plants, flowers, vegetables and all things gardening. Whether you're a seasoned green thumb or just starting your first pot plant, this is the place to share tips and tricks and joy of growing. Today we're diving into gardening and allotments, exploring everything from basic care to creative ideas for your garden space. So grab your gardening gloves, pour yourself a cup of tea, and let's get our hands dirty in the delightful world of gardening. Let's grow together with Gardening with Ben. So welcome to this Saturday episode of Gardening with Ben. The podcast is a bit later than usual in the day, but we have been busy today. And yeah, we have been to the allotment today. Today was the first day that I've actually managed to be able to get some work done down there after the big cold spell that we've had. It's been absolutely freezing, and apparently we've got a storm coming tomorrow, so who knows whether I'll be able to get down to the allotment or not. But fingers crossed I'll still be able to get down and do some bits and jobs, because today I've just started with my next project down at my plot, and that is sorting out all my allotment beds, taking them all apart, realigning them all, straightening my path out a bit better, and sorting out my flower borders, which is going to be a massive job. Even though it wasn't as cold today, it's still been rock hard, the soil, so I couldn't do any digging today. And all I've been able to do is manage to lift up some of my paving and remove some of my allotment beds and dismantle them and get them ready for rebuilding. And it's going to be a big job, this part, as this is my main plot that I'm working on now. I've sorted out all around my fruit trees, around my rhubarb, my strawberry plant area. I've sorted all that out. I've sorted all my shed out. My polytunnel's all been emptied and cleaned out. And now I'm onto my main plot. And we've got till the end of March to get all this done. So we've got plenty of time to get it done. And once I've sorted out all my allotment beds, then I'll be repainting all the wood on the plot to make it look fresh and ready for the year, which will take a long time. And I really don't like doing the painting work. That is the worst job on the plot. If that's your job that you hate, let me know. It's always good to hear what people think of it. But I do that just to protect the wood and to make it last that little bit longer, because some of the beds, they've been built for like 10, 15 years now, and they're still going strong and they've not rotted. So giving them that bit of paint to look after them really does help in preserving the wood. So we've got all that to do. So I went down to the plot today, and as I said, it was rock hard down there, so I couldn't do any digging down there. But I had a look around at the jobs, what I need to do. I looked at my rhubarb to see if that was still okay from the cold weather, and nope, it has been killed off. I'd got lots of rhubarb shoots popping through, which is very early for rhubarb. It shouldn't be growing till March time, but the cold weather had killed it all off, so it's back into hibernation, and hopefully the shoots will start growing again when it starts warming up. But all the spring bulbs are popping through the ground. I've got lots of bulbs starting to show, which is a good sign. And yeah, that's all starting to look good. So I can't wait to start getting some colour down on the plot once the bulbs are popping their heads through and showing their faces. And I'm especially looking forward to seeing my tulips and hyacinths, as they're my favourite spring bulbs out of all the bulbs that you can get. And alliums, oh, I do love alliums with big massive purple heads. If I could have loads more alliums, I would do. But we keep buying spring bulbs every single year and adding some more to our collection. and we've still got plenty of space to add more spring bulbs. So that's going to be a more expensive job next year to get all that sorted and get all them in. But that's next year. Well, it's end of this year's job now. We're into the new year, aren't we? So I'll be planting all those around November time, and it'll soon be here before we know it. So we've got them to do. And yeah, my garlic's looking alright. It's not looking brilliant, but it's growing. So we'll see how it gets on. If it doesn't do too well, I'm not too fussed. I just planted it because I wanted to plant something and get it growing. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how we get on. The vegetable that I do want to grow well is my sweet corn. If my sweet corn grows fantastic, I will be happy. If it didn't grow fantastic, I wouldn't be happy. But we don't plant that till the end of March, the seeds, beginning of April. So we've got plenty of time before we start thinking about the sweet corn. But yeah, I saw lots of robins down there, all flying around. It's great to see the robins out and about. And my bird feeders are completely empty, so I bought some more bird seed to take down to the plot tomorrow. So that's one of my main jobs tomorrow because I do love looking after the birds down at the plot. It's expensive. It's definitely expensive, and obviously I can't watch them from my bedroom window because my allotment's not near my house, so I only see the birds while I'm down there. So, but I do like to keep them fed and keep them looked after, and especially now that the ground is rock hard, they won't be able to get their worms out. So I've got to make sure that we keep looking after them birds and encouraging them to come back. And it's the blue tits that I'm definitely wanting to look out for, as I want them to move into my bird houses again, and I want them to get some babies flying in there. And it's good that if you get some blue tits living on your allotment, you can obviously get them eating all the grubs and all the bugs and stuff off your fruit trees and stuff like that. So it's good to have blue tits down at your allotment, and it's great to see. Like the first time that I had blue tits living in my blue tit box, I was just sat there, and the amount of times they're flying in and out, in and out, in and out with all the little worms and the creepy crawlies, it's fantastic to see. And then when you're watching them about to fledge and stuff like that, oh wow, it's fantastic. And we've got an allotment cat down there, and I'm like trying to keep it away. I'm like, no, stay away, stay away. I want these bluebirds, blue tits to live. But yeah, it's great to see, and you can hear them chirping for the parents. They're really noisy when you've got baby blue tits in your boxes. But we'll see. We'll see if we manage to get some this year. Fingers crossed we do. So yeah, I have been busy down at my plot today. I've not managed to plant my seeds yet. I've still got them lined up to do with my pepper seeds. They're one job that I do want to get done in the next couple of days and get them growing, because now that we've got those tomatoes growing, they're growing fine. My beef tomatoes, we want to start getting our pepper seeds growing. So hopefully we can start those off in the next few days. But fingers crossed, we will be down at the plot tomorrow. Come rain or shine, we can actually work inside my shed if it is absolutely chucking it down and windy, and we can get them seeds planted. And it's just something I love doing. I just love getting out and about. I don't like staying in my flat all day. I've got to be outside and in the fresh air, and it's good for the mental health, like I keep saying in my episodes, being down at the plot. So it's better than staying in and not doing anything. And that's why I'm getting this enjoyment of doing these podcasts again, because I can talk about my gardening experience and what I'm getting up to around there. And the amount of messages I've received from people listening to these podcasts, wow. Thank you so much for all them messages. And please do keep sharing them with people and sharing them to your Instagram stories and stuff like that. The more people that listen to them, the better they'll take off. And like I say, it all goes back towards my allotment, everything that I get from these podcasts. So it's a case of improving them, and then we get little bits and bobs from them, and then I can talk about them in this podcast and stuff like that. So people do love to see what I'm doing. And one of the main things on my list that I do want to get are hedgehog homes down at the plot. So they're down on my list of things to get at the moment, because I definitely do want to get some hedgehogs living down at my plot. So I'll have to, hopefully, fingers crossed, be able to order some soon. But that's just a little catch up of what I've been getting up to down at the allotment today, rather than talking about a generic subject. I just like to talk about what I've been up to down at my plot so that you can all stay up to date and do any jobs that I've been doing. So hopefully we'll be back down at the plot tomorrow and I'll be able to talk about what I've been up to down at the allotment and share it all with you. And hopefully you'll be able to join in and with what I'm up to. And let me know what you're up to down at the allotment. It's always good to hear what people are doing, what people are planting, as I'm always learning from other people. The amount of posts I look at, the amount of videos I look at, and stuff like that, I just get my tips from everybody else. So sharing is definitely caring in the world of gardening. So until tomorrow's episode, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everybody. Until tomorrow, we'll see you all later. And that wraps up another episode of Gardening with Ben. Thank you for joining me in this journey. Remember, every seed planted is a step towards a greener world, and every day is a chance to grow something beautiful. Keep nurturing your gardens and your souls. Until next time, I'm Gardening with Ben, reminding you to let your garden be your sanctuary. Happy gardening and see you in the next episode. Remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben.